Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 860 for February 9th, 2017. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about not being able to see the bad in them no matter what. I guess we all have that one person that we just can't see the bad in them. They can do anything. They can beat, kick, hurt, stomp, murder, chop up, stab, whatever. That's a little extreme, but it almost goes as deep as saying that though. Like, you know, when you really like somebody, you really care for somebody, you really admire somebody, sometimes you don't want to hear nothing bad about them. And it can be to our detriment many times because we really just can't see the bad in somebody who may have a lot of bad in them. Now, they may not be bad to us, but if they cause problems for a lot of other people and they hurt other people and they have total disregard for anybody else's feelings, then that's not really a good look. But sometimes those are the people that we admire and we get caught up with. Now, there are three ways that this can happen. It can happen with a friend or a family member. It can happen with a lover, of course. And it can also happen with somebody that you don't even know. So let's go with the first one. First, let's say a family member. Now check this scenario out. Let's say you had children when you were young. Because, you know, every parent has that one child that they treat more special than everybody else. Not just the other children, but everybody else. I know that we're supposed to believe that all children are supposed to be treated equal and no parent is supposed to like any of the other children or love any other of the other children more than the other. And on paper and in theory, that sounds very, very true, and we would all co-sign that. But in practice, we know that it's not 100% true. We've seen the evidence where a parent treats one child better than they do the other one. So let's check this out. Let's say that you had children when you were young, 16, 17 years old, and you had other children when you were still a teenager going into your young 20s. So maybe you had 2 or 3 children by the time you were 20, 21. All right, so, you know, you're still a very, very young woman, and, you know, and by the time you get to be about 35, 36, 37, pretty much your children are going to be either getting ready to leave the nest to go to college or start working or go to the military or whatever the case may be. But let's say you meet somebody while you're in your 30s and you decide to have another child after this long gap between the old youngest one. Now you have a new one, and it's almost like a straight generation gap, because although all of the children are yours, there might be a 16, 17, 18-year gap in between them. And so anyway, so now that you're older, now that you may have a better job, you're wiser, you understand things a little bit better, and maybe even with this child, the circumstances that this child was born may be more favorable to you than what happened with the other 2 or 3 or the one, whatever. So you're putting all of your eggs in this basket, all of them. Now, does this youngest child, is this child more talented than the rest? Are they smarter than the rest? Are they prettier than the rest or more handsome than the rest? Do they have something special about them that the other 2 or 3 didn't have, or one? Maybe not, but you have more time to dedicate to this one, and plus you're older. You're older, you're wiser, you're better equipped to be a better parent. So you are really, really grooming this child to be your everything. And plus, there may be some attachment issues connected to this child, because this is the last one. And maybe you don't want to be by yourself, so you're going to make sure that you keep this one close, because this is the last one. After this one, you're in the crib by yourself. Just saying. This is just a scenario. I'm not describing anybody, but check it out. So, you know, you're spoiling this child. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no way around it. You're spoiling him or her like crazy. And y'all almost more like brother and sister than mother and son, or mother and daughter, or father and son, father and daughter, whatever the case may be. So anyway, anything that this child does is all right for you. All right with you, I should say. They can't do no wrong. They be messing up. Notes be coming home from school. They be getting suspended. You got to go back up there, get them reinstated. Maybe when they get a little bit older, they start going, getting arrested. All kinds of petty stuff. you know that they ain't 100% on the level. Never have been. They've always been spoiled by you, but it was never enough. Because maybe because of the other parent they were like greedy and reckless or whatever the case may be. The child has a lot of flaws. The child makes a lot of mistakes and it does a lot of bad things on purpose. But you don't see the bad in none of them. None. You can't see none of the bad in him or her. You just can't see it because that's your baby and that's who you're gonna hold it down for, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. And that's the way a mother is supposed to do. That's the way a father is supposed to do. But you're supposed to also raise your children to do the right things so they don't have you looking like a fool trying to defend them when they dead ass wrong, man. Let's go to this next scenario. Oh, by the way, and then the older siblings, they watching the way that you are with this sibling. I mean, you know, with this youngest child, and they're like, yo, they getting away with all kinds of murder. We didn't have this growing up. Now they got all of this. We got our ass whooped. And they don't get no whoopings. You know, it gets crazy. It does. It can get crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that blows the top off of our notion of equality. But still we rise and still we keep it moving. All right. Second scenario. You have a man or a woman that is the love of your life. And they have made an impact on you to the point where you defend them and you know they ain't really right. You know, they may not be even really 100% right with you or right for you. But that's your boo, that's your love, that's your number one. You know? So no matter what they do, no matter how much trouble they get into, you know, you coming with the bail money, you coming with the car to pick them up, you coming with the gat, you raising your right hand on the stand to defend it, whatever it takes, whether they do it to somebody else or whether they doing it to you, you're making sure that you hold it down for them. And I guess you're supposed to hold it down for your man or your woman, whatever. But when they doing you dirty at the same time, how you gonna hold it down for them? It doesn't matter how you gonna hold it down for them. People do it every day. See, sometimes we have to just deal with the reality of the situation. We know how things are supposed to be, but we also know how things turn out in real life. And real life is what we have to deal with. You know what I mean? No matter how many fabricated lines he come up with, he ain't going to equal up to this real. Anyway. So, I mean, it happens. Everybody has that one man or that one woman that they got with, that they defended against all odds. Against all odds, they didn't have no business being defended. Matter of fact, they were indefensible. But you always found the good in them. The love in your heart always found a way to make them right when they was dead wrong. Dead wrong. You ain't care. That was your baby. That was your boo. That was your number one. That's your ace boom coon. That's your right hand. Hey, it plays out the way it plays out. Everything has a beginning and an ending. A beginning and an ending. And the middle is the largest part. You know? Third scenario. Sometimes we fail to see the flaws or imperfections in somebody that we don't even know. Celebrities. All day. Celebrities all day. You know, I mean, how do you think somebody like Prince, may rest in peace, got away with wearing heels his whole career? High heels, not platforms like they wore in the 70s. High heels like a woman. Boots and or shoes. How do you get away with that? Why? Because you're singing, you're an icon, and you're a star, and people accept you for exactly what you do and who you are. Because you had pretty much elevated your celebrity to God status. So people make exceptions for you. They don't see no flaws in you. You know, when Prince was alive, try to say that he was gay or something like that. Prince fans would be all over you. Like, nah, he might be a lot of things, but gay ain't one of them. There were times when he dressed up like a woman. But Michael Jackson, same thing. You know, Michael Jackson, same thing. Yo, you know, Michael Jackson, even more so. You know, regardless of his involvement with you know, children or whatever, and him never seeming to really seem to want to be with women or without ever really even acting like being with women was his thing. Still, you couldn't tell Michael Jackson fans nothing bad about Michael Jackson. They didn't see it. All they saw was this moonwalking, greatest performer on the planet. You know, this icon, this king of pop dude, and they treated him as such. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it, but he definitely had flaws, and he definitely made really, really big, costly mistakes, and he definitely was not beyond reproach. He had a lot of flaws. He made a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of foul shit. But you couldn't tell Michael Jackson fans nothing about no Michael Jackson. He ain't the only one. Like I said, we had Prince, we had Michael Jackson. Shit. When Whitney Houston was alive, I wasn't trying to hear that she was on crack shit. I remember that. I was like, yo, wait, she said crack was whack. Yeah, she used to sniff coke, but not crack. There's a difference. And she admitted that she actually did smoke crack, which was, I don't know, it still sounds far-fetched to me. Like, what? You got money, why would you do? All right, but hey, it is what it is, man. You know, bottom line is that we fail to see the flaws in some of the people that we love when our love is strong and our dedication is matching the strong love that we have for somebody. So, I mean, the reality of the situation is that we have to, you know, keep our wits about us, and we have to, you know, rely on our wisdom to show us the truth and things that we have learned somewhere in our journey. We can't just go ignoring, you know, the things that people do, because that makes monsters. That makes monsters. Monsters are created. Monsters are created by being enabled by somebody. That's how you get a monster. So spoiled children and all that, that's how you get a monster. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, everybody has flaws. Everybody has imperfections. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes big mistakes. Sometimes big, costly mistakes that can alter the direction of your life for the rest of your life. Think Teddy Pendergrass in a car crash. It doesn't have to be that deep. But how deep does it have to be to have your life affected? So when you're talking about another life, somebody that you are putting on a pedestal, you just have to watch our step on that. It's not a good look. The Urban Therapy with Son show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199. Make sure y'all get with the Urban Outlaw with the Daily Go Getimism show. Make sure y'all share these videos too. Please, please share the videos. Share them, share them, share them. You know what I mean? Sharing is caring. blogtalkradio.com/son752. Peace.